So there's been some updates in the DoorDash girl saga. She's made a statement upon arrest. The DoorDash girl and her victim, we should probably call them that at this point, have made statements to the police. And Stephanie Esquire has been keeping up with the case on TikTok. I know you all have mentioned her nails before. I don't have a big problem with her nails. You know, it is what it is. It's a fashion choice of her own. You know, it's fine with me. I just noticed some of y'all had a problem with an attorney with nails, but attorneys are people too. They can do what they want. So let's take a listen to the statement of DoorDash girl and of the gentleman that was in his house minding his business, being filmed unknowingly. You see that? She got a Christmas design now, y'all. Y'all are mad at this. This is her statement piece. You know what I'm saying? Her nails.
So when DoorDash girl was taken to the police department to be booked for her charges, she was Mirandized and gave a statement. Do you want to see it? Because I got a copy of it. Here we go.
Okay, the first section is just her Miranda rights, where she, you know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. That basically she can use an attorney right here, which I don't know why she does make a statement here and not have her attorney, but unless, you know, the public defender wasn't available or what, but either way.
And make the following statement. All right. So this is her official statement that she gave. I think there's a date on this. Hold on. What does it say? Okay. I'm just going to get up in here so I can read this. I, Olivia Henderson, give this statement to Officer blah, blah, blah at the Oswego City Police Department of my own free will. I'm going to have to raise this so I can see. Of my own free will, and have been promised nothing in return. I have been read my Miranda rights by Officer Goombas and have agreed to speak with him. On 10/12/2025, I was working as a DoorDash driver in the city of Oswego. At approximately 10:55, I received a DoorDash order which included delivering Wendy's to Austin, the left side apartment. When I brought the Wendy's order to this residence, I observed the front door of the apartment to be, I think that says wide open. I then proceeded up the steps to the residence, and upon reaching the top step, I was able to see directly inside the customer's residence. Now that's interesting. Okay, because she said that you could see it from all the way down, but she's now saying that when she reaches the top step, meaning on top of the porch, not from the public roadway, not from the public sidewalk, not from the street, the top step, meaning she didn't see it from the street, from the public roadway, meaning from his curtilage of his property.
Because if you remember correctly, she said that she didn't want anybody else, and some of the other neighbors could have seen him in the nude in this way if his door was left open like this. So apparently now she's changing the story. The story's getting inconsistent, of course, because it's the DoorDash girl, of course.
Meaning not public property, private property.
Private property.
Private property. Okay? I then proceeded up the steps to the residence, and upon reaching the top step, I was able to see directly inside the customer's residence. More specifically, due to the angle of the customer's door and where the steps ended, I did not have to alter myself anywhere to see inside the residence.
She's trying to hedge right now. She's like, I didn't have to alter myself. I couldn't avoid it. Eye contact. I couldn't just leave the food and get the hell out of there like I was supposed to do, like my job asked me to do.
When I looked inside the residence, I observed blank, customer who I now know to be blank from the DoorDash app inside the residence, laying down on the couch. Now, that's not necessarily accurate, because how did she know that the person who ordered the food was the person on the app? So
good point.
So that's a little weird, but whatever. I observed blank to have one of his arms over his face, making his eyes barely visible to me. Blank also may have been sleeping, which is funny because in her initial statement that she gives to the police, when she reports it, he says that he was definitely sleeping. But this is over a month. This is about a month later. And after all of this discourse online about whether he's sleeping and whether he wasn't sleeping becomes a key point in whether or not this is a criminal offense. Okay. But there was no way for me to tell from outside the residence. And now she's specifically angling to make sure that the police know that she did not go inside the residence.
Right.
She's making a strong point to mention that, not knowing that they have other footage. Okay.
And that is the smoking gun right there, because that was mentioned in some of the reports about this. This was also mentioned in what the police said, is that she actually was recorded on another device. They don't know if it's a Ring camera. They don't know if it's an interior type of camera, but somehow they obtained footage. It could be the camera from across the street. There's a business across the street as well. But she was filmed allegedly crossing the threshold into this man's house, or some sort of variation of those things. So something she's saying here is not accurate, you know?
Okay. I also observed blank to be wearing a hoodie, but his pants and underwear were down around his ankles, which left his genitals exposed to me. I then put the food down and recorded the food on the front porch, as blank had requested the food to be left at the door. Per DoorDash's policy, a photo of the food must be taken prior to the delivery driver leaving the address. Personally, I prefer to take a video, which captures where I place the food, the door of the residence, and the house or the apartment number.
Do you have the option to take a video now in DoorDash? I doubt it. I really doubt it. This sounds like more of her trying to justify what she did, of course. But ultimately, she still posted to TikTok, which is a crime in itself. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. All for clout. And somebody was saying how styled it is that she actually has TikTok craft of how she can actually use her phone in a way that is very, I guess, retention friendly for TikTok, in the way she shot it and her reaction, you know, with her finger on her lip and stuff. Like, all of that was very TikTok-esque, not very victim-esque. You know, she's not recording this for the police to watch. She's recording it for you, the public, on TikTok to watch.
Of the residents, if possible. I do this to protect myself so no one can claim that I did not deliver their food. Part 2. Due to the circumstances in this specific case, blank could be seen laying on the couch in the video I took due to his front door being wide open. That's also not accurate, because she uploads a photo to DoorDash. She doesn't upload a video to DoorDash. After taking the video as I described above, I then turned away from the residence and left the address. The next morning, I reported blank actions to the police, as I didn't want any other female driver to have to experience what I did. Additionally, being a female delivery driver can be dangerous, and it is important to report the dangers that come with this type of job. This is definitely a coach statement. I also posted the video I took on TikTok for the same reason I stated I called the police for. The events that I experienced on 10/12 while delivering.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I posted the video for the same reasons. That's not cool. That's just not cool.
I called the police. Also posted the video I took on TikTok for the same reason I stated I called the police for. The events that I experienced on 10/12 while delivering blank auto caused me to unsafe. The reason I felt unsafe was due to the potentially blank progressing of his behavior. More specifically, if he did this to me and caused me to feel this way, I thought that he may blank worse to the next driver. I would also like to state that DoorDash gives the customer's delivery driver's name, so blank knew that an individual with the name Olivia was coming to deliver his food. So she's really trying to defend herself here, but a lot in this statement contradicts her previous statement.
Yes, it does.
So this, take with it what you will. It seems like she alters this statement, or in my opinion, she alters this statement to match what the popularity of the case was,
right,
and what she thought was going to be issues for
what her supporters said happened. Yeah, it seems very convenient how some of these details have slightly changed to fit the narrative that could potentially give her some type of cover, but she knows she was wrong, and I think she realized the severity. I wonder what she's going through that arrest process and everything. She's been quiet on social media as far as I know, but yeah, she's a piece of work.
Her in her defense. So take with that what you will. She signs it, she dates it, she spoke to them, she was Mirandized. She can't say she didn't know her rights. But yeah, so that's her statement.
Man, I think she really dug herself a hole with this statement here. Now let's check out the statement from Austin of his account of the events of that night. And what he's saying. What he's saying happened in response to Libby, the DoorDash girl. Okay, this one we're going to have to read. All right, well, let's just read it. It says, this is Oswego. I guess it says, Austin, do give this deposition to Officer Mistel of the Oswego Police Department of my own free will. It is 10/23/25. I am currently at the Oswego Police Department. Furthermore, I would like to state that on October 12th, I was drunk and apparently ordered DoorDash to my residence. DoorDash to my residence. I do not remember ordering it, but I guess I fell asleep on the couch afterwards. While stating that my food was delivered, while I was sleeping, I was naked, waist down, but still had my shirt on. When I woke up, I received a notification from DoorDash stating that my food was delivered. While clicking on the app, I opened my order up to a photograph of the food on the ground. However, in the background of the photograph, it showed me naked while sleeping on the couch. The photograph was not censored, and I was not able to see my genitals in the photo. So now DoorDash has a video of his junk. You know what I mean? That's crazy. So not only did she expose it to the public, but she also exposed it to her job, her company. Yeah. A week later, I opened TikTok and began scrolling and actually scrolled to a video from that DoorDash order that was taken of me. Said video was an actual video that the DoorDasher took of me sleeping naked on the couch. My God. The video had 28.8 million views and was posted by DoorDash Girl, which was my DoorDasher. This made me feel unsafe, humiliated, and upset. Not to mention she posted my first name and my house number. So she doxed him. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's hitting all the levels to be convicted for this crime. You remember did she have a financial incentive for doing this? You know, did she give away sensitive information in addition to also doing this surveillance activity? I did not give her or anybody permission to take a naked picture of me and post it on the internet. That's right. As a result, I desire any applicable charges against this DoorDasher for taking a photograph of me. So he's pressing charges, sleeping naked in my residence and posting it on TikTok. Written statement, signed 23rd October. So yeah, that is both sides of this. That is kind of the update. That was from a couple days ago. Important that, you know, Austin gets to tell his story on his own terms, because basically he was accused of a crime. And as you can see from his retelling of it, he was completely unaware of what happened. He was in a drunken state. So it can happen, man. Since I've done this story, I've heard so many people that have talked about, yes, I've been drunk and ordered DoorDash. You know, I haven't personally done it myself. I'm usually a little more usually a little more careful with my food app ordering, and drinking. But yeah, this is a very damaging situation the way it went. So unfortunately, DoorDash girl could potentially face some time in jail with this, but I don't know. A lot of people say she might be a first-time offender, so they might give her a slap on the wrist, but who knows? Who knows? Things like this and the brick lady are happening so that we can clear people's name when they're accused of crimes that they didn't commit, man. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Faucette Media.